Welcome to another episode of Junzi. I'm Juno.
And I'm Benzi.
And this is a podcast about our relationship to the world and how that impacts our relationship to each other. And so on this episode, we're going to be talking about our different relationship to people making requests, how we respond to people making requests of us or being the one making the request. And I bring this up because, well, we got into this a little bit while you were visiting here, which is that I get really frustrated when people are very generous with offering me things that I did not ask for. But then if I directly ask for what I want and I'm like, I would like this, or I would like this to be this way, then they get irritated with me. Or it becomes this huge issue somehow. They're frustrated or they feel hesitant to do it for me or give me the thing because I asked versus them offering it. And I have a lot of issues with that.
You have issues with them feeling frustration or treating you a specific way?
I don't like that they feel frustrated and I don't understand it. It's not something I understand, and I also don't want it to be brought up. I would rather it not be an issue so that it doesn't have to be brought up to me as a problem that then I need to change my behavior by not asking for the things that I want or need. They make it my problem. You and Bara have both made it my problem sometimes. And that, yeah, I'm impacted by that. And I can talk more about the impact.
Yeah. First I'll say I also make requests of people that frustrate them all the time and relate in that sense, and it feels frustrating when I don't understand why they're so upset that I'm asking for something. But I do know I get upset myself sometimes when people ask me for stuff too, so
Why is that? Why do you get upset? Is it like, well, I guess here's my question. I'm wondering why, if there are specific, if the reason why you get upset is because of the specific ask or just being asked.
both can be true for sure. It depends a lot on the mood I'm in, what I'm capable of receiving gracefully. And sometimes it's, especially in the context of like I'm offering something, a lot of times that offer can be a certain type of bid for connection, and then it being like, well, actually, I want this instead, and the replacement isn't actually a connection experience.
Would you give an example?
Yeah, I guess the food thing we kind of talked about of like, oh, yeah, I want food, but I want to go eat it by myself or something. Okay,
Oh,
actually, that's no longer the thing I wanted. It feels, to say it out loud, oh, it feels transactional, which feels bad too.
can I ask a clarifying question?
Sure, yeah.
What's happening for? I'm just noticing your body language of like, sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Is there?
I am
What's?
just tired and irritable right now
Oh,
already.
okay,
So it feels it's probably a great place to have this conversation from.
okay. Um, yeah, the clarifying question. What was it? Oh, yeah. So the food example you're bringing up and the bid for connection, you're saying, I guess I actually don't remember talking about this with you or what specifically you're referring to. Are you referring to when you want to buy food for someone else?
Probably.
That's the offer? Okay. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. And then you only want to buy it for them. And then if they're willing to eat the food with you.
Yeah, and then put it saying that, even having that acknowledged, make then I'm like, oh, I'm a douchebag for only wanting it in that context.
Yeah. And like,
Then
why are you so selfish that you would deny? I'm kidding, by the way. But you
Yeah, but
I'm joking.
that runs through my body, and then feeling like I'm a douchebag makes me irritable.
Oh, you're feeling so you're feeling irritable from this, from you labeling your own behavior as douchebag,
I guess, yeah.
which you're doing that to yourself. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I do think I'm projecting that the other person is thinking about that about me too.
Right.
If I'm like, oh, actually, no, I only wanted to pay for it to do it together.
Mm. I hear that. I mean, I will say it's different from how I would, but I don't see your reaction as douchebag personally. I guess like, maybe that's just because I know you. We've been friends for several years, and so I just don't take that particular reaction personally anymore. There might have been a time when I took it personally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't remember, but I don't now. I wouldn't now. I'm just like, okay, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, because I know connection is a very important motivator for you to do things. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Whereas for me, solitude is so central to my well-being, a lot of solitude. And it's so interesting because I don't even see eating as necessarily a connection activity, because I feel when we're eating, I don't know, not that much connection can take place because I'm shoving food in my mouth instead of talking. It depends. Sometimes we talk when we eat. Anyway, not to overanalyze every aspect.
Yeah. Well, and I know part of the cost for me is when I'm choosing my own food to eat by myself. This is kind of distracting from the topic, but yeah, it is. No, it's the cost I'm paying to do the thing, because it's more than money. If I'm choosing my own food to eat for myself, I'm just going to cook myself a little thing that's going to have all the ingredients I like exactly, and I'm not going to worry about another person's experience at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I never ever go out and buy food and then eat it by myself. That's not a activity I do. And the only
Mm-hmm.
reason I would, so yeah, besides the dollars, there's a cost for me sacrificing the entire food decision making to accommodate that I wouldn't do for solo eating.
Right. You are eating things that maybe, my assumption based on knowing you is that you would maybe eat things that you don't feel are good for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to get connection through eating with other people. Yeah, and your whole routine of how you take care of yourself is thrown off.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm
That
curious,
makes sense.
how about you give a scenario that you were thinking of when you brought this whole topic to
Yeah,
the.
like, yeah, totally. So bringing up this topic, I guess I'm thinking of the many times when in our relationship, um, and this is more a few years ago before our rupture. And I would say this is one of the things that made being in relation with you really painful for me. One of the things is there was often from you a strong like desire from you for me not to communicate my requests, not to make requests
Hmm.
at a certain point. And but there would be times when you would still offer me things. And I remember a specific time when, and I can't remember if I made the request or I just later said, oh, I was going to ask you if you could do this for me. But you offered to do something for me. And you said, oh, yeah, okay. I think, yeah, you said something, if you had asked me to do it, I wouldn't have wanted to do it anymore. And it wasn't something that was specifically connection related. It was just, you know,
Hmm.
and that really rubs me the wrong way. I find that I'm pretty offended by it. And yeah, it's really important to me in relationships that I can feel emotionally safe to express my desires and my needs, and that I won't receive backlash for it,
Hmm.
because that really feels like it brings up a lot of the kind of emotional neglect or shaming or punishing that I experienced in childhood just for needing and wanting things.
Yeah.
And so now it's just like, I just want other people to take care of themselves by saying no. But if they are going to offer, if they want to offer it to me anyway, or it's not that big of a deal, I also just don't understand what the issue is with me asking for it. Why that is the thing that makes it less likely that you'll do it for me or want to do it for me versus you offering without being asked.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any insight into that, into the past, or is that still something you experience?
Yeah. Well, first for our viewers, I want to acknowledge that pre-rupture means it's something I said 6 years ago.
Was it 6 years ago? When was the rupture?
During
it was
early
in
COVID.
Oh, God. So much time has gone by. That's crazy. Why am I still thinking of COVID starting 3 years ago? It just, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't want to dismiss real difficulties and things. I don't totally resonate with even who I was at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
The two things that are coming to that I can relate to right now are the example that's coming up for me is actually did bring me back to childhood of I'm about to do the dishes or help clean the kitchen, and I kind of feel excited that I'm about to do that, and then mom comes in and is like, you need to do the dishes, and then it takes away all the positive feeling of being about to do that thing.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining this scenario where I'm about to give something as a gift, and then somebody asks me for it, that it reduces the excitement of the behavior by a significant amount. Which isn't the person's fault. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, for sure. Do you feel the responses that you have had in adulthood then to that kind of thing are trauma responses or just from childhood wounds? Or no?
I mean, who knows? I'm sure a lot of it, a lot of personality in general are responses to, techniques built through childhood and emotional reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also, I have, a whole relationship with expectations even longer than 6 years ago. I volunteered for Big Brothers Big Sisters as a graphic designer, and I loved it, and I even had my own office. That's how much I was volunteering. And then they offered me a real job and paid me, and then nobody asked me to do anything different, and I hated it, and I quit a month later. And the only thing that changed was instead of volunteering and giving all my time because of my energetic choice, it was, oh, this is my job now, and there's a true expectation of me, so now I hate doing the exact same thing I loved doing 1 month ago. So,
okay, I've never thought about it this way. Do you would you say that you have, and I don't like this word pathological, but do you have demand avoidance? Is this PDA?
I'm sure,
That sounds so much, I've never thought about it that way. But you're describing exactly what it is, what it's defined as. Mm-hmm. Like, you can do the same thing, it just always has to be from your autonomy. It can never be other people's expectation of you.
Yeah, and I'm 33 now, so I feel way farther along on that spectrum of difficulty, but I do still get that feeling inside me, a little jolt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's interesting.
The other situation is, even on my most recent visit, which was very recently, I said, can we reduce the request by 20%?
Yes, that actually brought it up for me. Yes, for me specifically. I don't remember what request I was making. Yeah. No, but let me just go back. We can go into this. Okay. But you also said demands. You said, could we, and it was about me, everybody. Yeah. We're in the car, and she's like, could we reduce the demands by like 25%? And in my mind, I'm like, no. I did feel, I had the little bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's all coming back again. All the same problems, Benzi. No, I'm joking. What was that,
I
though?
think it might be the same thing, just each request is taxing. It takes some of my energy.
Whoa.
And
Just the request.
yeah, and so I totally care about your and my and everybody's ability to request what they want. And you are especially good at asking for what you want.
I totally thought you were gonna.
With
Thought you were gonna say something a
extreme,
little different.
yeah, with high detail, lots of caveats. It's just, yeah, there's a point in whatever I was experiencing and whatever was going on where I was, man, if this just reduced, I could be enjoying myself way more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say it is true. I think I am a person who makes a lot of requests. I do recognize it about myself. And I am very specific about a lot of times the way that I want things to be. And I have a lot of sensitivities to things, sometimes sensory sensitivities. But also, I just have a lot of preferences that I'm very aware of and that I'm like, I want it to be this way. And if it could be this way, can we make it this way? So I will say, yeah, and I recognize that for sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I totally want you to feel wrapped in how much I love that about you and how I'm sure you've taught me to be better at making requests. And and yeah, sometimes it does take energy and sometimes my energy lowers. Yeah.
What is the energy? I have an assumption already about what is taxing energetically about it, but what I'm wondering if you could tell me why is it taxing to receive the requests?
Well, each request is then a decision of mine. I have to process if I'm willing to do the request. What do I actually
Mm,
want? There's a mental engagement with every request.
yeah, which I can see being stressful, and I've experienced that as well from people making requests. Yeah, it is stressful.
Yeah. What's your theory, or what were you?
It was pretty much that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was wondering that was part of my assumption, and also that trying to gauge the cost of saying no might be taxing.
Yeah. Not because I think you would punish me, but I care about your comfort. Yeah. And I do have a really hard time with you and with some other people, but the way you express is at a very high need level. Everything you say can kind of sound like you're going to die if it doesn't happen. And
Yeah.
so it's really, so I have to do actually more work to gauge if it's something that's everything's going to be okay if it doesn't happen or if you're actually suffering.
To what degree I'm going to be suffering? What's the cost? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Of not doing it. Right. Yes. I do recognize that as well. That, yeah. I can be quite uncomfortable if I don't have things the way that. It depends on what it is, but there are some things,
Yeah.
where for other people not getting them wouldn't be that big of a deal, but for me it would ruin the entire thing we're doing because I would be suffering so much the whole time. Regarding, I mean, temperature, that's a huge thing because I have such strong heat insensitivity, but there's lots, or sensitivity rather, but yeah, because I'm so sensitive to so many things, it can be a
Yeah.
huge deal.
But
Yeah.
I think even within that, something that's going to make you kind of uncomfortable versus like, this is so horrible, I cannot be here, you will
Hmm.
share at the same request level.
I will. That's not something
That's,
I'm,
it's possible
yeah.
I'm wrong, but that's in my perception of you.
So you're saying I communicate the request as if it is the same level of severity. I sound
Yeah.
I
They
don't know what the word is, what
all
the adjective is.
sound extremely severe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I just am not aware of that. To me yeah. Huh. Okay.
Which I
Interesting.
imagine is from your childhood or whatever coping mechanism you needed to come up with was that's how you get people to take care of you is everything has to be expressed as severe.
I've actually never thought about that before, and that's no one's ever said that to me before. I'm pondering it. I'm definitely going to process that. That could be true. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Growing up, I just didn't communicate a lot of my needs. Okay, I'm thinking out loud about this.
Love it.
Yeah, for a lot of my life, I didn't communicate my needs, and I suffered a lot in silence. I just felt like I had to bear whatever was going on. And I've also struggled a lot with people pleasing. So I do think that something that's happening is that when I became better at advocating for myself, which really started happening in my very late 20s and then really took off in my 30s when we started hanging out, is that I just realized, oh, all these things, I can communicate them. And I've been really into, I guess what I'm saying is I wonder if the pendulum, it swung really far to the other side from suffering in silence for so much of my life to now I'm like, well, I want to say everything that feels uncomfortable and everything that I want, and it all feels really important and intense. Yeah, because I feel like I've been suppressing it for the majority of my life so far. Maybe.
Totally.
It's a theory.
Yeah, hearing that makes total sense and adds to my imagining or, just wondering, since we can't really know, if part of it is you still somewhat have this standard of the level of suffering you'd have to be at to make a request. So it comes out as, I'm going to suffer if this request isn't met.
Only possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not super resonating with me, but I think that's definitely a possibility and something that might be happening on a very automatic nervous system level that I'm not really conscious of in the moment. It's just my nervous system, my brain it has to be intense, so just that's the way it automatically comes out.
Yeah.
Without me thinking about it. Perhaps. Yeah, that could make sense. And I just need everybody to want to hear my needs and requests all the time so that I know they care about me. Which is definitely a somewhat of a trauma response.
Yeah, it was funny in the car, because Barrow was in the car too, and then you said something to him. You asked him to change something, and you were like, because Benzi asked me to reduce by 20%. And I was sitting in the back seat, and I was like, this is not... I noticed it didn't actually make a difference if you were making it of me or of Bara. I was having the same thing.
Okay.
So I don't totally get that. Maybe it was just I felt pointed to, and that also stressed me out. But
I was being snarky and still indicating you as being involved.
Yeah.
Because I was also pointing. Yeah, I was trying to say like, well, but you're making a request of me, so who's actually the requester, the super requester here? Yeah.
I want to acknowledge how much I love you and your expressions.
Really? Thanks.
Yeah, for real.
Something I appreciate is the way that it just reveals... I think just that we're both really sensitive. I don't know. I guess for some reason I'm appreciating right now the way that our clashing over some of these issues is just really an expression of why I think we actually also really deeply relate to each other at the same time, is because I think we're both pretty highly sensitive people. Trauma that we've had, I think we have some similar childhood wounds that are expressed in maybe some different ways, but also some overlapping ways, and sometimes those clash. Yeah.
I also want to say something that's just now coming to me is the more I've gotten closer to my body and taking care of it, the more preferences I have. And I did spend most of my life until very recently pretty dissociated from my body. And now polyester sheet makes me want to scream. So I've also just gained more sensitivity because I'm just more aware of my body and what's happening to it.
Yeah, that is exactly the same for me.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, I recognize about you. That just makes me... I'm thinking so much about how I want I want to make sure we have that natural fiber blanket for you when you come visit next time. I just feel, yeah. I think hearing you describe it makes me want to scream.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the level of discomfort, pain that you experience from those fabrics. And now I feel way more motivated to make sure that those are here for you.
Yeah. My immediate response is like, well, it's not that bad.
Huh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I do want that natural fiber blanket at the house,
Mm-hmm.
And there have been times I've wanted to scream stuck with a polyester sheet. But yeah, I'm feeling protective of my own strength or something. I can handle dealing with polyester.
I believe that you can handle it. And yeah, in our relationship, I don't want you to just be handling things.
Yeah, thank you.
All the time. Yeah, yeah, that feels important to me. Yeah, we can all handle a bunch of really uncomfortable, painful things. It's been proven from our childhoods.
Yeah.
So we know, and we should not have to do that as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, ever since you left Detroit, I was like, ooh, I'm going to get all natural fiber bedding for my bed so that you don't have to bring an additional blanket into, when we hang out in my room.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to. Yeah. They can be
All those
expensive.
microplastics inside you. I'm
not as concerned as you are about microplastics, because I guess I have, what is it, kind of a sunk cost fallacy? Is that what it is? I'm already fucking like, you know what I mean? I may as well be made of plastic at this point. What's another blanket?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, how do you feel about this conversation?
Wait. You cannot say it like that. That sounded like a robot. That was I or something. Oh, that's so funny. I'm just checking the time. I'm just wondering, I think, what I'm feeling right now is that I want to make sure that nothing that I want to say about this has been missed. I want to take a minute just to...
Yeah.
Yeah, sit with it. I will just say that I appreciate this conversation and knowing more about your experience, because in the past, my experience was very much like, oh, Benzi isn't showing care for me, or Benzi doesn't want to show care for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt very uncared for. And that did bring up a lot of childhood stuff for me that felt really intense for me. So it was hurtful.
Yeah.
And and I know you are not at the same level of intensity with it as you were then, but it does help to just have that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. How much I care about you is what makes it taxing.
Yeah. I'm hearing that.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Juno's going to be here on Monday, and I'm sure making lots of requests. So we'll get to...
Well, okay. I actually have some requests right now, which I was thinking I could make in this episode to you and see how you respond. Oh my God, I'm afraid. I'm afraid because I'm anticipating that you are going to be annoyed, but we'll deal with it. Okay. So, because I need to reference something that occurred the last time I was there that I didn't like. And I want to know if you're willing to change that.
Great.
Okay. But it is not, I want to say this is not a judgment of you or who you are. I just feel I need to say that because I'm afraid you're going to take it personally. So, okay, the last time I was there, in the room that I was staying in, there was what is it called? What is a broom. A broom in there.
Uh-huh.
That it was as if you had swept the floor, but then all the stuff, the trash and the dirt, was in a pile next to the broom.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that could not happen. I'm wondering if you could make sure that any debris that is swept, if you decide to sweep, which I would love if you decide to do that, but could be thrown away and not on the floor. That feels really hard for me.
Yeah,
How do you feel about
totally. When I remember, because I was driving back from Vegas and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
literally running around trying to do a few, because the room was actually really, really bad right before you
Oh,
arrived.
God.
And so I was
Okay.
trying to do last things to make it a bearable place to be. Totally get that. And yeah.
Really? Are you just saying that because we're recording right now?
No.
Later, you're going to be like this bitch.
No, no. I was
Okay.
embarrassed that I didn't get as much done in the room as I wanted before my Vegas trip. And yeah, and then I had my own feelings of, asking for help with cleaning the room from people who were in Tucson and feeling not just that we don't understand the word clean in the same way, So then I guess I have to do what I can do in 10 minutes or something. Yeah.
Totally. And that makes sense. And I totally forgot about your Vegas. The whole thing with the Vegas trip and how I know you wanted to get back earlier anyway.
Yeah.
And that didn't end up happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there won't be a broom with dust in your room.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. I have one more request. I have a few requests. Can I keep making them? Just get through them. Okay, yeah. I would love it if I asked this of you last time, but I know you couldn't get back in time to do it.
Uh-huh.
But actually the toilet was fine when I got there.
Yeah.
But I guess in that room, if that toilet has gotten more...
I clean my bathrooms regularly, so
Great.
yeah.
Cool. Okay, love it. The final... Well, actually, no. I was also wondering... I wonder if people have turned off the podcast or they're listening and waiting for there to be some kind of, like,
We're doing
reaction.
it. We're doing it live. The exact thing we talked about. So.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you would be able to get my conditioner. I can Venmo you my conditioner before I come. It's so annoying to do multiple different store trips while I'm there.
And last time I really wanted to have all that set up for you, and the Vegas trip threw that off. I was so excited
Totally.
to have that set up for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
But now that you've asked for it,
Okay, great.
never mind.
Okay. I'll message you
Silly.
the conditioner again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all the stuff that I felt I need to get out of, to make a request of sooner rather than later.
Great.
Yeah, I obviously want to go grocery shopping the next day that I get there or whatever, but yeah. All right, I can't think of anything else that I need at this point. Everything else seems good.
We could still talk about the concept of, wasn't there something with more specifications when you ask for something, or if somebody's willing to buy one thing but not give you that amount of money, something like that?
I have not brought that up.
Okay.
I did bring up with Bara, with asking for money. That's been a huge issue in our relationship, even though he's been really willing to buy me really expensive things that I didn't ask for. Mm-hmm. But if I ask for money, which isn't even that, sometimes won't be that much, then it's become a huge emotional issue for him. But we have talked through some of his stuff, emotional stuff that's going on for him regarding that. But yeah, what were you saying?
No, I just was checking if there was something that was missed that we meant to talk about.
Oh. I don't think related to this issue. Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody is just I guess the thing that's bringing up for me is, oh my God, I haven't thought about it enough to have the right words. But, children's autonomy, the way that children are spoken to, I really think traumatizes everybody. The way we demand things of them, or I notice a lot with people I know, they'll ask someone or ask a child something, but it's not really a question. The child has to say yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And then when the child says no, the parent's like, well, actually, this is what's going to happen anyway, And
it's like, what a mind fuck.
Yeah, and I think people just really don't recognize what's going to happen. I think, it's a very confusing thing to be a parent. All of us in this request world are recovering from what it is to be a child with no real autonomy. And these
Yeah.
people trying to communicate with you that have full control over your life.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way that children are so often punished for asking for things, like as a form of abuse, I would say a lot of times. It can be a pattern of abuse, but also, yeah, maybe it's not always part of an abusive dynamic, but now I'm questioning, is it inherently abusive to always be kind of shaming somebody for what they ask for in childhood? I feel like that is emotional abuse in and of itself.
Yeah, I don't feel
Personally.
attached to labeling it, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I want to label it.
All right. We have a new segment that we're introducing.
You're always so performative. You're so ready to, like...
It's where we give updates when we think about things we said in our old episodes that maybe we've changed our minds on or just want to clarify. When we had our old podcast, Snake Oil, it was a huge experience for me of when I was editing it. And it took us so long to get episodes out. I'd be like, I disagree with almost everything I said. So to kind of engage with that feeling, we're going to relieve it by having this segment. And now Juno has something to say.
Right. So our last episode was about veganism and animal ethics, or ethics around eating animals, basically. I wanted to say that as of now, this is over a month later from when we recorded that one. I have decided that I do definitely want to transition to perhaps veganism, but as close as I can get to it. And that is what I've been doing. I still hold I would say like the same sentiments that I expressed that we ended up getting into in that last episode. But my conclusion is still that as long as the animal products that are available to me are going to be from factory farming and just the horrific ways that these animals are treated, I do want to reduce drastically my consumption of them. That does align with my ethics. I can do it. And so, yeah, I'm slowly transitioning, which I know Benzi does not like still because you've expressed that. Yeah. That's my update. Do you have an updated... I think it's weird that you're upset about... I think it's weird that you have a negative response to it when it does not even... It's not going to affect you that much. I'm not going to...
Upset isn't the word I would use for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to be... Here's the response I would like for you to have, okay? Mm-hmm. I want you to feel proud of me for trying to reduce the amount that I contribute to such a horrific form of oppression against these beings, the level of suffering that they're experiencing. I want you to feel good about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not demanding that. I'm just saying that's my desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't personally feel that.
I know.
And I love you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still worried about... Can I just say really quick, is it still an anxiety that I'm going to make it your problem and be... Yeah, is that still what it is, or... What?
I mean, I imagine it even being a problem of what I'm going to have to cook at my house, but I don't... Unless you get politically passionate about it, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem.
Okay. I will probably get politically passionate about it.
Yeah, then you might make it my problem, and I'll be annoyed by that, yeah.
But I'm not going to make it your... I'm not going to bring it up to you all the time. I'm just going to... I just might post about it on social media.
Know that.
I really have a... I feel what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the right word. I feel very strongly that I do not want to be someone who is always annoying my friends about it, because that's not effective anyway. That doesn't do anything. So I can't see why I would do that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I see myself as, if I want to talk about it, which I will talk about it on social media, and it will be more focused on the issue of how these animals are treated
Yeah.
and the industry, rather than you should be vegan. You know?
Okay.
That is the take that I would like to have.
I'm on board for that.
Yeah, I might talk about veganism, but I don't want to be like, what's wrong with you for not being vegan? Yeah, we could talk about how that'll impact our individual relationship. I mean,
I'm sure we will, because we're
yeah,
going to keep doing this podcast forever.
true.
In
Yeah,
a deeply
I'll do my own cooking.
In a deeply committed way.
Is this foreshadowing for our next podcast episode?
Ooh.
Because I do want to do the one about agreement making, and agreement breaking.
I love it.
And me being called at one point in our relationship a waffler by you to many other people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that I do want that to be our next episode.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Well, we're definitely curious to know what our audience thinks about all these topics: making request, receiving request, updating, changing your mind, veganism.
You said that word with some disdain.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I want to talk about it later off camera.
Tone and communication.
People reading things into you when you didn't communicate them.
Also, I really would be interested to hear what people think about these concepts in long-time relationships of harboring fears and feelings from events that happened many years ago. I think that happens a lot from me and to me.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Really interested in, I imagine, our delightfully thoughtful audience.
Awesome. Thanks for listening. Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Junzi podcast. As an independent show, we rely entirely on support from listeners like you. Subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and leaving a comment are incredible free ways to help us grow. If you want your thoughts featured, YouTube is the absolute best place to comment. We prioritize long-form YouTube comments over our short-form clips. If you want to dive even deeper, we host a special comment reaction episode at the beginning of every month, available exclusively on our Ko-fi. Ko-fi members get ultimate priority on questions, and higher tiers can even join us directly for group video hangouts. Check out the link in the description to see all the perks. A massive thank you to our founding supporters, Devin, Bara, Juliana, and Keith. See y'all next time.